Hello, guys, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I am Connor Kongs. Welcome back. It's Discovery time for the fourth time, part 2.
Yes, he is not wrong.
So, Stuart, what do you think of Season 4, Episode 8, I think is what we're on?
This was the most boring, shitty waste of my time I think I could have ever done.
Wow.
There are so many more things that I rather would have watched. This was awful. Especially coming off Prodigy and even like the last episode of Discovery, which was like, ooh, this is kind of cool, to this. This could have been all done in 10 minutes, but they decided to stretch it into an hour. What did you think of this episode, my friend?
It's thoroughly okay.
It's better than my review, so hey.
I mean, It doesn't do much wrong, really. But yeah, coming off Prodigy, where each story, for the most part, has an oomph to it. There's some cool things, there's some tech things, some Trekkie things, there's some lore things, and then the end was such a thing. To come, like you said, onto this is like the quality curve just dipped so hard, and that wasn't even their best episode. But yeah, and it's not as if it was a bad episode, but it could have been a 20-minute episode. Obviously, a lot would be cut out, but story-wise, it's about 20 minutes of content. And I like the fact they tried to give Oa something. I like that they didn't make Book and Burnham just fighting. That was nice. It was more relatable. Good. And I like in concept seeing the bar, I guess. But it was very long and nothing really happened. It felt like an absolutely filler episode. And you said that. I don't tend to use that word, but it felt like let's turn 2 scenes into 7. And if it did not have that last scene, those last 35 seconds of the DMA is actually this, the episode would be like, I didn't need to watch this episode almost for any reason at all. Exactly. And that's kind of like season 2 a little bit, where the only thing that kind of saved the vibe of an episode is the end sting. And we're waiting for you, because this is a galactic threat. This is a big, massive thing, and yet we're watching, honestly, unimportant stuff. But this is a big thematic story. It seems so odd, and really sort of a step backwards.
I don't know how often you play cards, any kind of cards, whether it be euchre, poker, whatever. But there's this thing, and it's called table talk, which you send little signals to your partner, and it's highly frowned upon, especially in a professional setting. It's actually quite frowned upon. And it was not even subtle in this episode that they were working together to get the other people out of the thing. It was extravagantly over the top, and anybody that couldn't see that or call it out, they would have been shot, actually, in that kind of environment. Pretty sure. I mean, sorry, that's just kind of jumping into one thing that really annoyed me, but I don't know where to start with this one, because it was blatantly obvious, and the guy even knew that they were partners, not only just business partners, but romantic partners as well at one point. It was... I don't even know how to articulate my thoughts, because I'm so mad.
So I don't mind the idea that this businessman, he just wants money and he keeps finding credit. I mean, he's a millionaire by the end of this episode in terms of like how much profit he makes. So, and I like you could see all of his logic, and he doesn't care at the end. It's a no rules game where I just want 4 people's money. I don't care how they do it. So I liked his balance there of just money, and everyone kind of respected that. But then why would the Emerald Train people come in? And that was an unnecessary twist. I that entire poker scene should have cut out. I mean, as soon as you introduce 2 new characters that have 0 character at all, to be another 10 minutes of story, and you're like, this is wasting everyone's time. Like that was the moment to end the we're at the poker planet scene. You've already done enough. To chuck that on felt like such a thing. And the most thing that annoyed me in that scene was just Michael Burnham, Sneaker Mangoin's acting. It was so cringe for the entire trying to talk stuff. Just every line just cut. I would cut it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. I guess the one thing I did like about the episode was the little discussion between Vance and Burnham, where Vance...
Oh, it starts off great. It rolls in to a Burnham Vance epicness. It starts really strong.
Yeah, but him saying, I can't publicly disagree with the president, but I know that you can, Book, you know how to handle these kind of situations, so do what you did on Navarre, basically. because he knew all about that, and the president asking her to do that without officially asking her to do that. So I loved all that, and even the end, like the scenes with Vance in them, great, good. All right.
Yeah, he was lackluster in the first half because they didn't give him almost anything to do. He brought his A game instantly on screen. He instantly, I'm like, oh, this is why he was one of the best parts of season 3, just like Pike was in season 2. One of the saving graces of season 3 of like real quality. So yeah, it was good to see him in this.
We did have this side adventure of a changeling that's cheating.
It would have been great if we'd been told as a changeling from the first scene, so that we knew. To have a payoff that's a cool payoff and then instantly cuts away from it. It's like, well, that doesn't make the story any cooler after the fact. We should have worked out, like, or a hint earlier. Then that was unnecessary. That should have been, not at least. But I did like how antagonistic it all was. You know, you come out of the first part, and it's this big moment, and I like there's some level of balance given, of depth given. You know, they're doing this for the best possible reasons. And in many other Star Treks and even Discovery, this would be the choice they would pick. They have picked. It's just because we happen to be, as the writers, choosing the other path, that's the right path. But they've often picked the other path. Let's not pretend. You know, killing, control, destroying, violence. This is how they've done it in previous seasons. That's all the Discovery. It's not, the best Star Trek, etc. And obviously they don't want to make Book a antagonist, and they don't want to make the scientist guy by default an antagonist. So it's an interesting balance there to do here. It's just very long. And they tease the same Ferengi guy in makeup, but don't give him any lines, don't give him any presence. If you're going to have a Ferengi, use him. For goodness sake. Didn't have to be the guy that owned the bar, that's fine. Just utilise him even 1 iota. Well, 2 iotas, should I say.
Yeah.
So at the end then, the DMA reveal, which we will talk about in a separate briefing video, doing a deep dive. What do you think of the ending? Because that's really the only thing to talk about left.
Even that, okay, it was good to know that, yes, it wasn't a weapon. It was never intended to be a weapon. It's just basically a dredge that's mining for borium or borite or boring, because that's what this episode was. And they dragged up a lot of it. The whole, like, oh my god, if they stop their mining operations, these people are going to be annoyed. It's like, wow, it's mining. They're not going to be that annoyed, I don't think. The stakes they seem way too high at this moment for what it is. Yeah, they have this massive power source needed to cloak their sun and a couple of orbiting planets. But, first of all, it's not extragalactic. Or, no, it's still within our galaxy.
Was
apparently.
It? I thought it was through the galactic barrier. That was not clear.
It was near the galactic barrier.
Right. Because they made it clear it was through last season, but then I thought it was a plot hole when they say we have just star charts. I'm like, you can't scan through the galactic barrier. That's the whole point.
There's no stars out there anyway.
Well, there's another galaxy, but yeah, you got to go through it. So that was not clear by any means. If that's on our galaxy,
yeah, galaxies are very far apart. So even if the galactic barrier, it would be nothing.
But I assume that you spawn between them. I thought that was So, I mean, the galaxy is huge. I have no problem with it being on the edge of our galaxy, and you just haven't explored. But then you would have thought Discovery would just spore in. But I guess that's next week.
They probably can't spore through this thing. Would be my guess. Yeah. It's such a distortion field.
And obviously, sporing even some sensor range away, they have better sensor range, I'm sure. So I guess they said, well, we can't go, if we go close, we have 1 chance. So we'll try and do recon first. Okay.
It just it dumbed the threat down to boring as hell. But I mean, we kind of called that it wasn't going to be a weapon. It was either them exploring or trying to gain access to something else or whatever. This is kind of the same thing. They're just boring this. They're just basically mining this element out of different areas of the galaxy. But
if they're no longer extra galactic, it also makes them less interesting. It's just they're just aliens, just guys in unexplored space. So, okay.
Not even that. It's not even the excitement of, this could be another Federation that's trying to explore, trying to reach out from their galaxy to explore something new. This is just some people that are mining. Like, who cares at this point?
I mean, it could be Iconians, could be Preservers, could be any of these old races that still have a colony on that far. I mean, if Federation haven't even made contact with this alien race, as in the people that were close, in the 3,000 years, as well, by year 3000, then clearly it's unexplored space even still. So I'm fine with that being, it's literally just the furthest out. It's just in a place we haven't explored, which is nice. You shouldn't explore everything by this point, that's too much. But I kind of was waiting for them to say Dyson Sphere or something, because it felt just like a Dyson energy vortex.
It's kind of is.
Like, we've seen this already, like, not in a bad way, but a Dyson Sphere was powered by a sun. Maybe it's that race? I mean, that'd be kind of cool. You know, it's hard. You shouldn't keep inventing new, obscenely powerful races from the past, who are also still alive. So if it's just a Dyson Sphere, the Dyson Sphere race, and this is their version 2, you know, Death Star 1, Death Star 2, the first one was a planet on the outside, the second was just, nah, that was too bad, we'll just make a big energy vortex around a planet, our planet, 2 planets, 3 planets, and sun. That'd be cool, but we'll see, I guess. But it's, yeah, definitely certainly felt like a damp squib compared to Prodigy. And there was so little for us at Trekyards to talk about. Luckily, a little bit, but we like the ships, the tech, the grander universe stuff, and it's so flat in that regard. But there's still be 2 episodes of the weekend, don't worry, guys. But yeah, that's tune in for our full review to see our full thoughts, even more broken down, and our scores, which I'm super interested to hear. And maybe we'll appreciate it on second time viewing, Stuart, because you've got to watch it again for the live.
Anyway, on that note, guys, hit like if you like this our discussion on this. Comment down below what you thought of the episode. Join the channel, obviously, if you're able to. Subscribe, which is free, and also click that notification bell icon so you don't miss our live discussions and reviews, because we do a lot of them and they're really fun, especially with you guys joining.
And if you want to support what we do directly, because without your support directly, we can't make those small videos because they're just out there for everyone to enjoy. But if you can support us directly, like you said, PayPal, Patreon, join the channel, as you said, or Super Chats during the lives. It's kind of bread and butter of this channel, and we love it because it means that you guys are very much interactive with putting your support in, and we respond to that and make new conversations.
That's right. So until next time, guys, he is Commander Cocking.
He's Captain Foley.
And we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.